Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, back with another round of Grand Arena Championships. This is round one of week 3, so we still got 3v3 going on. Let's take a look at the board here and show you what my opponent put down. Honestly, I've been kind of rocking the same defense, maybe a few tweaks here and there, and just letting it ride. I can say that this 3v3 with 15 squads is rough. So, it's a stretch, but let's try and get a win here. Let's take a look at the top and show you what's up there. So he's got Nine Sisters, he's got Grievous, he's got Crew First Order, he's got Stormtrooper Han Tank Team, with Vandor in there. And then down south, this is the way we're going to go first. He's got a BAM team, CLS, clones. Typical stuff. No GL there. Does not start off good for me at all. So I go with my standard counter for the CLS team, and it's JTR with the droids. Start off like I normally do, except it just didn't go too well. Like, I go after Chupio, and then they just keep taking turns, and all of a sudden my Ray is just gone. So yeah, that didn't work. Like, I don't know what happened. He just hit hard or whatever it was. But dang, she disappeared quick. And then R2's over there stunned. BB-8's doing his counter thing. But he can only do so much. And yeah, it didn't go well. And I was like, if I can kill Chupio, maybe something will happen. I ended up just letting it go to the defeat. So they were already spun up, but at least they were lower in health and all that. So I figured we'll see how it goes. Hopefully that'll turn into something that I can clean up. Meanwhile, I'm going to take out this BAM team with another typical counter that I use, which is Bosk with Mando and Grief. And I figure while I'm doing this, since this one's pretty easy, you can halfway auto it. Then I'll think about what I'm going to do, because I really didn't plan on failing any battles, much less the first battle out of the gate. So you guys know how this one goes. Just try to pop that contract, make as much progress as you can toward the contract. Now I got it. Now after that, it's just a matter of cycling around to Mando, and as soon as you do that, disintegrate BAM. So that's what I'm trying to do here. There we go, disintegrates up. Disintegrate BAM, and now we just flip it to auto. It works much better than trying to sit there and manually do everything. AI plays faster, and it really is the same difference. They're going to cycle through the moves, and you're going to end up disintegrating IG. There we go. And then they just regularly attack Queel, and you don't need to make it around to another disintegrate. They do enough damage that they can just take them out on their own. So there we go, 54 banners, done with that. Now I'm going to use my Crew with Fox and Watt. I like this counter. I saw it on, I think it was End All Be All, one of his videos. And he was saying how you can do it without Watt, but you just have to always watch Crew's taunt and everything. And that it's much easier with Watt. And this team can be a pain, and you can end up burning something good on it if you don't know what you're doing and you're not careful. But with Crew with the tank tech on him, he's just always going to keep taunting. And then Fox, you throw that weapons tech on him, and it's not going to matter. He's going to be able to do enough damage to where he can get through and make progress. So that's what I do. Just keep going after fives here, trying to work him down. And the good thing is that Fox's damage is going to escalate, as we keep going. Crew's going to take the hits like a champ. Even Rex's big hit really can't do anything to him. So just keep going after him. Even though Barris is on there giving the passive heals, it really doesn't even matter. Just keep going after fives. And I use the stun here because that way he doesn't counter and regain some health and everything. So Fox was finally able to ramp up and take him out. Now I can work on Rex. I was like, should I take out Rex next or Barris? They both have their merits, But I'll stick with Rex just because he's a bit squishier. I should be able to get him out that much faster. And I just did like a guided auto, if that makes sense. Let the AI handle it, but kept the cursor on Rex so he would get taken out. And just let him go through Barris in case it took a good while. And there we go, 54 banners. I did try to speed this up and make these battles go kind of as fast as I could. Just in the interest of time, you guys have seen a lot of these counters. And after a while, you get tired of playing them. I mean, we're in week 3, and it's like, okay, same old stuff, same old stuff. So I don't know. There's not a lot of variety, I guess. So I'm using Padme here against these bounty hunters. He put the Django lead down, so they were faster, but I figure, Padme should be fine. I've got Anakin to relegate, and I know not for lock for this week, but I did recently take Ahsoka to relegate as well, just because I figure with her ship and the fact that we're going to use her with Kenobi, possibly, she makes a solid choice. So I do have her at relegate now, and these guys can put in some work. You don't get any protection banners, but 51 there. Now we come to the cleanup on that CLS team. I was thinking about what to use, and I was like, man, if this goes wrong, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be stuck. And so they got to go and do all that, and they did get Vader down into the yellow. Thankfully, he's able to heal back up fairly quickly. Once he goes into Merciless, I was thinking, who should I drop dots on? Who should I try to get out right away? What should I do? So go after Chupio, hit him, go after CLS, basic him. Wasn't able to get Chupio out straight away, which was kind of a bad thing. I'm like, I really got to get him out here. So do I fracture him and ensure the kill, or pass back turn meter to Vader? I passed turn meter to Vader. He did a hit. Still wasn't enough to kill him. Thankfully, I got ability block, so I was able to get a stun on him. And that bought me some time. Because if he would have gone again, I mean, I'm sure he would have shredded my guys. And that let me save fracture for CLS. So I was able to then fracture him and then be able to kill him off. Like that cleanup almost could have gone horribly wrong. So thankfully, though, it didn't, and I was able to get through in 2. Now I got to use Kenobi with Cam and Ayla to take out these bounty hunters over here. It's Mando, Boba, and Embo. Don't see a whole lot of Embo, but I get it for 3s. Like, I'm deciding which bounty hunters I want to get up for 3s so I can do multiple teams as well. It seems like we're going to need all the teams we can muster, just because you're going to run out of things after a while. So having those extra relic characters does help for this 3v3 when you got to set 15 squads down. So I got through that without too much trouble. Didn't have to burn anything too bad. Open up the back to see what he's got back there. Right away I can see that he does have Rey. He's got a new team, some more bounty hunters, Karth. So nothing too bad. Just a Rey team, and I think I can handle that. So that should be okay. First, we're going to go after this Fin Poe team. You guys have seen plenty of these. I looked at the speeds this time to make sure that that Finn wasn't going to be super fast and be close to my others. So I was able to use range here, thankfully, because I had already burned Moff Gideon. So I needed to be able to maximize my use of characters, and I needed to put range in there, and he was able to get the job done. Took them out quick and easy for 54, so that's going well. I've got Malik solo for my Karth team that I got to go up against here. I know I've used this a couple times already. Works really well, so if you guys are coming across a lot of Karth and you have the opportunity to save Malik, he does really good against this team. Once you get a few drains in, then he starts with the healing immunity on basic, and that's really all you need. Once you get that, you'll be in business, because then they just can't heal back up. The fact that he constantly fears them is a huge plus, because then they're losing half their turns as well. So he's doing what he does, working on mission, trying to get her out. Once she's gone, she's the damage dealer. Zalbar's kind of a pain to get out, but with mission gone, he just doesn't have all that synergy, and he's missing a piece. So we can work on him, keep draining him, put down some shock. He's in the yellow, got the healing immunity, so that helps. Another hit, he's in the red, and see, he just can't heal up. So we'll drain him, he's gone, now it's just Karth. No big deal there, he's pretty squishy. Doesn't really matter what he does. And the thing about Malik that I like is, if you find a good team to use him on, you get more banners than with the GL, because he gets 56. So quick and easy 56 there. Next thing I got to worry about is this Newt team. I never know what to use for Newt in 3s. I know I use in 5s, Geos if I can. They seem to work pretty well. But in 3s, they don't really work as good. You need every piece to the puzzle. And Newt just goes so fast in 3s that you got to be careful with that. He'll lay down all that extortion. So to combat that, I used JKR with Grandmaster Yoda and Jolie. Went straight after Dooku and got him out. Once he's out, you don't have to worry about shock. You don't have to worry about the stun. You do got Magna in there kind of being a little bit of a pain. Got to get through him before we can really do anything to Newt. I was like, who do I use the direct focus on? Would it do any good to focus on Newt? No, because we'll just kill him and he'll take another turn anyway. Let's go ahead and take out Magna. And then now Newt's by himself. So even though he's stealth, it really doesn't matter. Go ahead and just keep sending Yoda after him. And I think everybody's healed up protection-wise, though I don't know. And it looks like they were able to get 54, though. So it worked out. Sometimes you don't get so lucky. But in that instance, it was fine. This one, he's got Dengar with Nest and Cara Dune. So I see Nest in there, and since I have it still, I'm going to go ahead and use my Triumvirate here. I think Nest is probably one of the trickiest ones in 3v3 especially, because there's not a lot that will kill her without having to go just OP. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck, and then, you don't want to be stuck on a lone Nest. So to make sure that, of course, she's going to die, and to get through the others who, of course, are going to stealth, I needed to have my Triumvirate available. That way Nihilus could just annihilate, and I don't have to worry about it. So right there we go. Nest is out of the picture. The other ones really don't matter. If they're in stealth or not, who cares? Because now, if they both go into stealth, I can still target them. So I'm debating about which one to take out next. Go ahead and isolate Cara. That way, she doesn't get to do all her stupid things that she does, and just keep working on taking her out. Her revives can be a pain, but I don't know. I don't mess with her a whole lot. I just know she can take a bunch of turns, and she's very slow. So we'll go ahead and take her out and just let Otto finish up the work on Dengar here. And there we go. And it's 52 actually. Normally it's 51 because you don't get protection back. But I was able to get 52 there. Now I've got Rey versus his enemy Rey team, Rey Mirror. And I've been using Rey with Hermit Yoda and Bastila. As long as you got them, it seems to work fine. It does take a while to cycle through the moves, so you got to kind of move with a purpose. I did speed it up a bit here just because this is a very long battle, but the nuts and bolts of the team are you got to work on whirlwinding 1 whenever you can to get it down to 2, and that way when you go into your ultimates, you're going to do more damage to each one, and you don't want to go into your ultimate until she's already in her ultimate. You've got Hermit Yoda for Master's Training. You've also got the big heal, and you can try to ability block with Bastila as much as you can to prevent the enemy Rey from doing her lifebloods and giving more protection up to her team. So that's all I did. You don't need a play-by-play because it goes almost the whole 5 minutes. You just got to keep going. And I was able to finish her off, get that done. and pick up 52 banners there. So that was the biggest headache, and I cleared that back zone. So that's done. Now I'm going to start along the top, clear that off, and then see what kind of ships he's got back there. And then just got to pray that he drops a battle like I did. So let's start working on this top wall. On Mothma versus the Grievous team. It's been working pretty well. I did struggle in one of the previous 3v3 seasons with it, but once I remodded and took them up a little bit in relics, I think they're all 3 relic 5, and then did the mods for heavy defense and protection and stuff on K2 and made Cassian a little bit better instead of just random junk mods. I think they perform quite a bit better. And they are really good for this 3v3 for a Grievous team. Haven't really found many other uses for them. I know I've had a couple comments on videos saying, you could use them here or there. But I do think for Grievous, they're probably really good and a low budget counter. Like you can get decent banners and still not have to spend anything that you would use elsewhere. So just keep working it down. Got Lone Grievous here. And once I got to Lone Grievous, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just see what Otto can do. Because I paid attention to myself what moves I would use to go against Grievous. And I'm pretty much just using the specials as they become available. Trying to do as much damage as I can. And I figured, well, Otto can do that for me. So that's kind of the theme of today's match, is just trying to pick a good team, get to a point where I can auto and just auto. Because, like I said, I don't know about y'all, but 3v3 does start wearing on you after a couple weeks. And I'm ready to move on and get with the 5v5 now. And this is only week 3, so got to go through and cut corners where I can. I got Grievous into the red. Everybody else is alive, so I'm doing good there. I just got to keep it up and hopefully knock him out here and call it good. I don't know if I can get 54 banners, but I ended up with 53, which that's pretty good for Otto. Let them do their thing. And then I've got C versus his crew team, and I just threw that on Otto from the start because is it really going to make a difference if I link one over the other? Not really. These 3 can't counter C on their own. They're not a counter team for him. So I'm not going to lose. So I figure, well, let's just see what happens. So they do waste more turns on these extra links that don't need to be done. But, still he's almost full protection. He's got full health. His ultimate's almost charged up. So it's good to go. And I don't have to really do a whole lot of anything. The AI is just flying through it, doing what he does. And there we go. Ultimate mode. And as soon as I get my sky lightning thing, I'm in good shape. There we go. Just Fox left to deal with. Didn't get him out there, but I got a double turn. Still end up with 55 banners. So that's fine with me. And now I've got Supreme Leader Kylo here for these Night Sisters. So I'll go ahead and use them here. Took out a Saj. Go after Daka, she's gone. And now Spirit, done and dusted. 55 banners there, really quick. So this was the team I was wondering about. I didn't know if this would actually work, but I figured I'll go ahead and give it a shot. Instead of bringing in Zombie, I brought in Asajj, because Asajj is going to at least have ramping damage if somebody dies. And so I've got Mother Talzin lead. That way I can get the Plague, and I figured Plague would be able to put in some work. You can see on L3, she's already down in the red health-wise. So I wanted to try and get her out there, but she was able to heal right back up. I've got Stormtrooper Han gone already. Now I just got to kill either Vandor or L3. Trying to get Vandor out, that way there's no risk of anyone coming back. And look at that, he dies off to Plague. So this team's doing what it's supposed to do, working like a charm here. Just keep plaguing her to death and letting the Plague do its work. There we go. Look at that. All of them down. 51 banners there. I don't know if I need perfect banners. I just need my teams to work and get the one shot. So now I've got Jedi Master Luke. I've got Ezra here against these Night Sisters. He does have Acolyte, so I got to watch out for, you know, how she goes in stealth and you get trapped behind zombie, like right there. So Ezra doesn't have an AoE, but Luke does. So it should be strong enough. I got out Talzin there. Now I just keep working on zombie, and Luke's AoE was able to knock out Acolyte. So I didn't even have to go through a whole bunch of rotations and still got 55 banners. Knocked out that zone, just got ships left to deal with. And right off the bat, it doesn't look like he's got anything, you know, too special there. Let's go ahead and take a look. He's got Rebels, and he's got Thrawn with some bounty hunters there. So Houndstooth, Razor Crest, whatever. I used Negotiator against his Rebels and got 65 there. So that one worked out pretty well. And then I used Malevolence against his Thrawn bounty hunters, got 61. So that was the best I could do. I ended up with 3,300, which I thought that's pretty decent for dropping a battle. Still hit 3,300. So let's see what my opponent does. So I waited a bit. Eventually he did go. He cleared my side of the board. He got 3,275. So I was able to beat him while still dropping a battle by 25 banners. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.